Live from Television Hill, this is WJZ Breaking News.
Hello, everyone. I'm Vic Carter.
And I'm Rick Ritter. We begin with breaking news tonight. A deadly double shooting in southwest Baltimore.
Here's a live look at the scene along the 500 block of South Benelux Street. You can see it's still a very active scene at this hour. Investigators say just after 8 this evening, police found 2 men. Both were suffering from gunshot wounds.
And they were pronounced dead at the scene. So far, no arrests have been made. Anyone with information is urged to call Baltimore City Police immediately. Well, the other big story we're following, an emotional evening for the Maryland football team and the family of Jordan McNair.
The offensive lineman died weeks after collapsing in football practice last May. Tonight, his teammates and family are trying to prevent deaths like his in the future.
WJZ is live right now. Paul Gessler with more on their efforts. Paul.
Well, Rick and Vic, McNair died after suffering heat stroke at off-season workouts, and tonight the message to parents and coaches was to know when and how to intervene. Football drills fill McDonough School Thursday.
Flat, 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 around me, around me, around me, there you go.
This is how the Maryland football team decided to spend June 13th.
1 year.
1 year after their teammate Jordan McNair died.
There's grieving every single day throughout the whole year, and they'll continue to be grieving.
1 year. It was a tough year. It was a tough year without him. But you know, Jordan lives through us. You know, Jordan's legacy goes through everybody, he touched.
McNair died weeks after the Maryland football player suffered heat stroke at an off-season workout. He was 19.
It's an emotional day still, just the same, and this is the way we give back.
1 year later, June 13th, his father, Marty, now educates coaches and parents about heat-related injuries and donated 20 inflatable ice tubs to local teams.
Our main goal is to educate as many people as we can. Hopefully this never happens to another kid.
Meantime, his teammates pick up each other and lift up kids.
Everybody out here, we're wearing McNair for him. This is all for him. We're 79. We're McNair today.
Yeah, good work, good work, good work.
1 year later, the McDonough graduate is felt at his alma mater.
It's all about Jordan. I mean, this day is all about Jordan McNair. It's all about his legacy. It's all about the energy and spirit that he brought to our football family.
The McNairs have filed suit against the University of Maryland in their handling of McNair's heat stroke. They did not address the lawsuit today. Meanwhile, the team's head coach, DJ Durkin, and strength coach, Rick Court, were fired and resigned, respectively, in the months after Jordan McNair's death. We're live in Baltimore. Paul Gessler for WJZ.
Shots fired this morning in Montgomery County as police respond to the burglary of a gun store. The encounter left 1 man dead. It happened early this morning at the United Gun Shop in Rockville. The break-in triggered an alarm and police confronted the robbers. Police say 1 getaway car smashed into a patrol car and hit an officer, and that's when police opened fire. One of the suspects was killed by police. 4 others managed to get away. Tonight, the search continues for the suspects who may be tied to a gun store robbery in Laurel.
Well, new information on a rape investigation in Charles Village. According to police, a woman who accuses a shock trauma security guard of impersonating an officer and raping her says she was sexually assaulted by her Lyft driver that very same night. WJZ investigator Mike Helgren breaks down the new twist in this case.
This is a photo of Richard Barnes in uniform taken from his Facebook page. The 50-year-old shock trauma security guard remains in jail on charges he impersonated a police officer and raped a 29-year-old woman in Charles Village. But charging documents WJZ obtained reveal new details and a twist in the case. The victim says she was first sexually assaulted by a Lyft driver on the way to Charles Village from East Baltimore. He eventually pulled over on Lovegrove Street and forced her on top of him. That's when, according to charging documents, Barnes showed up in uniform.
He got out of the car and identified himself as a police officer.
Police say he ordered the victim out of the Lyft and into his car. He then drove her to another location, raped her, changed clothes, and drove her back to where he initially encountered her.
Well, we just want to find the truth.
The commissioner made no mention of the Lyft driver during a press conference, but police later identified him in charging documents by name. They have not said whether he will face criminal charges. They identified the Lovegrove Street location through the victim's Lyft app. Lyft told WJZ in a statement, "Safety is fundamental to us, and the behavior described is deeply disturbing. Immediately upon learning of the allegations, we deactivated this driver. We have been in touch with law enforcement to assist with their investigation." This is one of the many surveillance cameras that police use to track the suspect. They have not charged the Lyft driver, and police at this point are not saying why. In court, we learn that police made a mistake in charging documents as to the date when this happened. There will be a bail review for Barnes on Friday. In Charles Village, Mike Helgren, WJZ.
Police body camera video is expected to be released in the case of a Baltimore City police officer who's charged with making a false arrest and breaking police policy. Sergeant Ethan Newberg was arrested last week after allegedly assaulting a bystander while on duty. The footage reportedly shows Newberg doing a warrant check when a passerby made a comment. Investigators say Newberg tackled the passerby and arrested him. Newberg's been suspended from the force without pay. The suspicious death of a Baltimore County woman is officially ruled a homicide. The medical examiner says 18-year-old Diamond Jones died from a gunshot wound. Her body was found Tuesday night at a home along the 7400 block of Cathedral Road in Pikesville. So far, no arrests have been made.
White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders says she's leaving the Trump administration at the end of the month. The announcement was made by President Trump this afternoon. Now, Sanders has been a fierce defender of the president and often sparred with reporters during press briefings. She's one of the president's longest-serving advisors in his administration.
This has been the honor of a lifetime, the opportunity of a lifetime. I couldn't be prouder to have had the opportunity to serve my country and particularly to work for this president.
Now, Sanders ended the tradition of holding daily White House press briefings. It has been more than 90 days since the last one. She says after she steps down, she plans to go home to Arkansas.
Baltimore's Courthouse East is scheduled to open on time tomorrow after flooding forced it to close early today. A broken sink in a women's restroom caused water to rush onto part of the first floor. Around 3 o'clock this afternoon, the city sheriff's office spokesperson says the water damaged an elevator shaft. The building was evacuated for safety reasons. Supporters for the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra rally in Annapolis in the hopes of salvaging the group's summer season. The orchestra had to cancel several weeks of performances because of financial problems. The BSO, along with some state delegates, are asking Governor Larry Hogan to approve a $3.2 million loan to help the symphony stay in business for the next 2 years. The governor says he's considering the move, but is concerned about the organization's money management.
Well, take a look. Kind of scary, right? Yeah, this invasive fish continues to spread. Officials say 81 snakeheads were caught at the Conowingo Dam this spring. Now, it comes after only one was found there over the past 2 years. The snakehead was first found in Maryland waters back in 2002 and then quickly spread. The Conowingo Dam and other dams further upstream are being used to try and prevent the snakes spreading up the Susquehanna River into Pennsylvania and New York. Well, a wild scene in West Baltimore after two bulls escaped from a nearby slaughterhouse. Rachel Menentoff reports police were able to corral the animals after they were first spotted on Pennsylvania Avenue.
Then when I seen them, I was thinking to myself that, wow, that is kind of off the hook.
It was a sight to be seen. Two bulls, you can see them right there. They escaped from a nearby slaughterhouse.
I guess they smelt death, they haul tail, you know?
They made their way over to the Penn Square Apartments in West Baltimore.
How do these cows get from across the street around this corner all the time?
Gerard Dudley has lived in his apartment for 6 years, and believe it or not, he says this isn't the first time that this has happened. You might remember back to July 2016 when a bull escaped from the same slaughterhouse and was running up and down North Avenue.
This is where the kids come out to play, and they could have been out here playing, and these boys could have came down here, and these kids don't know what to do or how to handle this situation, and they could have been actually hurt.
And thankfully, no one was hurt. Baltimore City Police were able to corral the bulls into one of their trailers around 2:30 this afternoon. Reporting in West Baltimore, I'm Rachel Menentoff for WJZ.
A major milestone in the city today as crews demolished its 4,000th property. With Governor Larry Hogan at the controls, the blighted home was taken down in North Baltimore as part of a city and state partnership.
The redevelopment opportunity, in some cases where there was not any kind of a demand or opportunity for redevelopment, we've turned it into beautiful parks and green space.
In 2016, the state began pumping money into Baltimore to tackle urban decay, launching Project Core. The project focuses on working with the city to remove vacant and dangerous properties, then repurpose the empty lots.
Some street closures are happening this weekend around Charles Village for the Baltimore Pride Parade and Block Party. Ahead of Saturday's parade at 10 o'clock in the morning, Art Museum Drive from Wyman Park Drive to North Charles Street will all be shut down. And North Charles Street between 31st and 33rd Streets will also be closed. The shutdowns will last until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And several other streets in that area will close beginning Saturday morning for an all-day block party. The Pride celebration takes place each June, and this is the 44th year. More than 30,000 people came out last year. The event kicks off Friday night and runs through Sunday.
And coming up, the attorney for actor Cuba Gooding Jr. says he will be vindicated after being arrested for an alleged groping incident in New York City.
Plus, a new video released by U.S. officials claiming to show how Iran is responsible for the explosions of 2 tankers.
And Instagram down. What happened to millions of users today on the social media platform?
Looks like a beautiful end of the week and a pretty decent weekend. We'll take a look at that 7-day forecast. So Father's Day coming up.
Caught on camera, strangers in Missouri save a driver from a sinking car in floodwaters. Police say 4 to 5 people raced to help the 65-year-old driver after she accidentally drove into the high water. Her car began to sink nose first. Witnesses say the strangers formed a human chain to pull the woman to safety. After getting on dry land, she was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. Heightened tensions tonight between the United States and Iran after 2 oil tankers were reportedly attacked in the region. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says the 2 tankers were damaged today in the Gulf of Oman in the Middle East. One was reportedly hit by mines and is in danger of sinking. The other was hit by 2 explosions and may drift into Iranian waters. Secretary Pompeo did not mince words when it came to who he says is responsible.
It is the assessment of the United States government that the Islamic Republic of Iran is responsible for the attacks that occurred in the Gulf of Oman today.
Tonight, U.S. officials released this video claiming it shows a small boat believed to be Iranian coming alongside and removing an unexploded mine from the hull of one of the tankers.
Well, one of the suspects accused in the shooting of David Ortiz is believed to be the same man who's wanted by police in Pennsylvania on a charge of attempted murder. The former Red Sox player was shot in the back Sunday at a bar in the Dominican Republic. 31-year-old Luis Clase is wanted in an April 2018 shooting in Reading, Pennsylvania. At least 6 people are in custody for Ortiz's shooting. Oscar-winning actor Cuba Gooding Jr. is arrested and charged with groping a woman at a New York City nightclub. Sharika Duncan reports for WJZ. Gooding turned himself in to New York police today.
It was the smile Cuba Gooding Jr. flashes on the red carpet, but today the actor walked into a New York City police precinct where he was later fingerprinted, photographed, handcuffed, and charged with a crime.
I have never seen a case like this one because there is not a scintilla of criminal culpability that can be attributed to Mr. Cuba Gooding Jr.
TMZ obtained video of what appears to be 51-year-old Gooding touching the alleged victim at a New York City club Sunday night. Do you maintain that you didn't do anything wrong?
Yes.
Do you have anything to say, Mr. Gooding? What do you say about the video?
Watch it.
The actor has long been dogged by accusations of bad behavior. Today, his lawyer disputed another allegation from a second woman who says Gooding groped her in 2008. The actor's Hollywood career started with the 1991 movie Boys in the Hood. And he won an Academy Award for his role in the 1996 film Jerry Maguire.
Show me the money! Jerry, you better yell! Show me the money!
The Hollywood star now wants to spotlight the entire surveillance video from the club to show what he calls the truth. Gooding was charged with forcible touching, a misdemeanor. His attorney calls this case overzealous policing. Sharika Duncan, CBS News, New York.
Instagram experiences an outage this evening affecting millions of users. The photo and video sharing social media platform would not allow users to see images on its website and mobile app. It reportedly affected people in several countries. Instagram went down just after 6:30 and was back up and running shortly after 8 o'clock. The Facebook-owned platform did not say what caused the outage. The U.S. Coast Guard is asking for help to identify the caller making false distress calls near Ocean City. Officials say the suspect has been transmitting the fake calls since late March. During broadcasts, they say the caller says Mayday and, quote, going down with the ship. The Coast Guard warns false alarms put other boaters and first responders at risk.
Some potential good news for drivers. Gas prices could fall below $2 later on this year. Current average for a gallon of regular gas is $2.72. Now, according to AAA, that is down 17 cents from the 2019 high in early May. Most of the decline is because of falling oil prices. Now, once the busy summer travel season ends, that's when experts believe we may see prices significantly drop. Here in Maryland, we're paying less than the national average at $2.62 per gallon. That's down 16 cents from last month. This time last year, the average was $2.87.
Three sisters who are champion chess players are taking their talents to Las Vegas.
Tomorrow, Morgan, Ivana, and Autumn Harriet are going to play in their first international chess tournament. The girls learned how to play from their father, who is also now their coach.
Between the three sisters, they won more than 20 tournaments, but they say it's not all about the trophies. Their father says chess is about learning from mistakes, just like it's important to learn from mistakes in life.
Love it. I love it. We were saying earlier, how long do you think you could last with them on the chessboard for?
Not long.
Maybe one move?
Well, they probably get me because I'd had difficulty setting the board up.
Easy
It's a
win.
fantastic thing for these girls.
Really. It is. It is.
Good luck, guys. Really, we hope you win everything. All right, we've had some storms in the region. They've cleared out right now. Let's look at some of the rainfall amounts. Varied quite a bit around the region. Bel Air, Barb and Wayne had 1 3/4 inches of rain almost up there. In Annapolis, only 5/100ths. Harvey and Waynesboro about 3/4 of an inch. In Nottingham, they're 80/100. So everybody had some rain tonight. Some spots just had a little bit. Some had quite a bit in a few periods this afternoon. 63 now at the airport, but it's drying out. Humidity now down to 70%. West winds at 6. They'll be picking up and drying things out. The barometer now on the way back up to 9.84 inches. Right now, 66 Rehoboth and Ocean City, 61 Westminster, only 45 degrees in Oakland, and there's a breeze out there. It's going to be a chilly night tonight. This may be one of the last, tomorrow actually one of the last below normal days for a little while. We've got a week of some warm temperatures out of the way. 68 still in D.C. and Annapolis right now. 59 up in Elkton. Last bit of shower activity just moving through Easton, now through portions of Caroline County and Talbot County. It's continued to move off to the east. A little bit of rain right along the coast, Ocean City as well, getting a little bit. The bulk of the activity well off to the east, northeast. So clearing out overnight tonight. It'll be breezy tomorrow, but really all in all, a very nice day. Some scattered showers right now in the Cleveland area. Low pressure kind of spinning up across Ohio. Most of that will pass well north of us. Now, there may be some sun for a while, and then also as some chilly air comes in overhead tomorrow, we're probably going to see some cloud cover as well. So a pretty nice Friday. It'll be breezy, very comfortable temperatures, but only in the mid-70s, 6 or 7 degrees below normal. And then we hit into the weekend. By Friday afternoon or evening, high pressure is still in control. By Saturday, this side begins to move off. That means the winds, which were north and northwest, go back to the southwest. Warmer air, more humid conditions. Scattered thunderstorm is possible late Saturday, mainly to the northwest of us. And on Father's Day, yes, there's a risk of a scattered shower or thunderstorm sometime in the afternoon. North of us, northwest of us. It'll be pretty warm and humid, mid-upper 80s, so there's a chance we might see a pop-up shower. And next week, with this front close by, we'll be in the warm, humid air mass for 4 or 5 days. Scattered thunderstorm threat pretty much every single day, beginning on Monday and probably even into next Thursday. So even here Sunday afternoon and evening, still some shower activity popping up around the region. Overnight tonight, clearing skies everywhere. Breezy overnight, 56 by morning. Tomorrow, breezy and sunny, but very comfortable. 76 for a high, beautiful day. 84, a big warm up there on Saturday. Maybe a shower late. Could be a thunderstorm late somewhere on Sunday evening. Better chance Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. Humid, warm conditions, and 86 by next Thursday. Still a chance of a scattered shower every day next week.
Okay. We'll look out for it. Thanks, Bob. Okay. Coming up, another painful lesson and a difficult season for the Orioles. Tough times continue.
Mark has the very latest on the O's coming up next in sports.